great team. That conversation starts with Jokic, but I think it ends with Murray. When Murray plays the way he played tonight, when he was, because you could see it even with Jokic. Like Jokic that's the one guy Jokic defers to. He knows he needs Jamal Murray to play at a high level. And when they've been at their best, Murray has been a guy that's been known to hit big shots, to be able to control the tempo down the stretch when you're playing a lot, like we saw down the stretch this game, a lot of 5-on-5. You're going to have to be able to create space, make some mid-range jump shots. And Murray did a terrific job. And then defensively, I thought they did a great job on that last possession. I think DeRozan maybe got caught a little off guard. I don't think he was expecting. I think he was running in to try to get an offensive rebound. And Sabonis threw him the pass. He was open. It was a good play, but I just think he got caught off guard a little bit in that situation. But that was a heck of a basketball game.
You know, Sam, when I think of greatness, I look at numbers and I go, man, that's what an off night looks like for Nikola Jokic. You ready for this? 20 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists. And I say off night because he was 1 for 6 from 3 and 8 for 19 from the field. But that is legit what an off night looks like for him.
Yeah, and most of us would be happy. We'd be calling our mom, look, we had a triple-double, 20 double-digit assists and rebound. But, man, when you look at Denver, man, he is just the centerpiece for everything they do. You watch how they play. They run their offense to him. And to Greg's point, you think about this. Where is his other all-star? LeBron has always won a championship with another all-star. Look at all the guys who win a championship. They got 1 or 2 other all-stars with them. Where's his all-star? Jamal Murray was supposed to develop into that all-star, but he hasn't did that. Now, don't get me wrong. They got good players. You know, when you look at Gordon and you look at Jamal Murray, you look at Michael Porter Jr., but no all-stars pair with him. So you look at what he's doing, winning the championship, putting up type numbers. He's doing it basically by himself. All the other guys look at Steph. 2, 3 all-stars when Golden State was winning the championship. Draymond, Klay Thompson. I would love to see you give him another legit all-star. Would he lose a championship? That would be my question.
And to your
would
point,
he not win them all? Because think about what he's doing without one, and everybody else has had 2, some cases 3. Look at LeBron in Miami. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen. Who he's got?
Yeah, to your point, when they won a championship, Jamal Murray played at that level, but was not technically an all-star that season. And if someone wants to be technical, Russell Westbrook, a previous MVP, but not playing at that level right now. Got to give credit to Russell Westbrook tonight, though. 18 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, 8 for 13 from the field. Really top-tier performance from him without Christian Brown in that starting lineup. All right, so the Denver Nuggets get the win, 130-129. We got one smackdown left.
We just wait for
Clippers and
that.
the Jazz.
We already know who's going to win that one.
Yeah.
I think the Jazz.
I'm taking bets right now. You got the Jazz?
Big comeback
They're
coming
giving
that
out
way.
big-
12-2 in their last 14 games. Look at the points per game during that stretch. 124 a game. And here's the thing, Sam. I look at Dallas and I go, that coincided with Luka sitting down with an injury, and he's come back and he's looked spry. He looks like he has an extra bounce in his step. I mean, they are the team that went to the finals out of the West.
Yeah. Well, early in the year, I said Luka was tripping a little bit. Luka wasn't playing no defense. Luka was just, I don't know, man, whether he's just trying to find himself, was in a funk. The last 14 games, he's kind of woke up. He's playing like the MVP. Look, it was kind of a foregone conclusion that this year MVP winner was going to be Luka. Right? He's been close, knocking on the door. And then the way he finished the season in the playoffs last year, everybody thought they was just going to build on that because he got eliminated in FIBA early in the Olympics. Luka came back, kind of trying to find himself now. This Dallas team with he and Kyrie are rolling, man. And gee, when I look at them, it shocked me that OKC beat them the way they beat them about a week ago because Dallas is at full strength. They got the size, they got the rebounding, they got the defense, they got the shooting with Klay, they got Luka and Kai. If you think about this Dallas team, they're one of the most complete teams in all of basketball. They can beat you another way, and then they got 2 guys that can just go get it. So this Dallas team is going to be in the mix, and if Luka keeps playing like this, man, it's going to be a battle if they play OKC in the Western Conference Final, especially if both teams are healthy. That's going to be a coin flip, man, because those 2 teams going each other way. OKC play defense as hard as they play, and the way that team could play offense, man, it'd be must-see TV.
You know, I'm with you. I'm still not sure who the second best team in the West is yet. I do think they're starting to look like they should be, and coming off winning the Western Conference Finals a season ago, and with the roster that they have, bringing Clay over, you would think. But I'm just not sure yet. But they are playing better. Defensively, they start to figure it out again. Because that, to me, what separated them last year is I thought they were a much improved defensive team.
Oh, they're the best defensive team in the league.
And I think that's something that we hadn't seen a lot of, but we had also seen Luka struggling. But, yeah, this team has a chance to be right there if healthy. Luka, I think, will have a great chance. The other thing about Luka, too, is, you know, if you think about the way the game's played, the best defenders in basketball are going to be wing players. And so he's going to get the best defenders every night.
Yep.
And he's still able to go out and put up the kind of numbers he's putting up, make the plays that he's making consistently. It's pretty impressive.
Well, the Warriors, they lost to the Mavs, right? And you kind of look at, they're the opposite of what's happening with the Mavs right now. They're trying to get their act together, 2-8 in their last 10. And they made this trade for Dennis Schroeder, who, look, hitting almost 3 3-pointers a game. Now he's going to the Golden State Warriors. 18 and 6 helpers a night. Well, here's Steve Kerr on the move.
I told Dennis today he's kicked my ass on 3 different continents. And that's, you know, so I'm, you know, you can't beat him, join him. But, you know, 22 playoffs, I thought he was brilliant against us with the Lakers. Watching him in FIBA, you know, the last 2 summers, the Philippines, and then, you know, we played them in London in an exhibition game. This was a move that we felt like made perfect sense, and so he will fill what Melt was doing for us in terms of being able to play on or off the ball, excellent defender, long wingspan. He's a steals guy, forced turnovers, pace, everything that we need, we feel like he can provide.
Jay, you like this move for Golden State?
I love the move because they, you know, as great as Steph is, and I never forget this going back to when Steve Kerr took over for the Warriors. And he felt like the tweak he wanted to make was he said, you know, we want to take the ball out of Steph's hands. He's such a brilliant scorer, and he's so good without it that we will be at our best when we allow others to facilitate and him to play off the ball. And so I think, you know, they've lost some of that this season. Yeah, you got Draymond who's able to do it, but when you look at that roster, they didn't have another facilitator or a playmaker. You got to have another one in the backcourt. And so when you look at Schroeder, he's a much improved three-point shooter. You know, I thought he was just brilliant this past Olympics in the summer. And, you know, each year just seems to be getting better and better. And I think he'll fit in nicely. Plus, he gives them a bulldog defensively out on the perimeter, a guy that you can put on larger wings that he's going to battle, he's going to compete, he's going to come up with steals, he's going to get deflections for you. I think it's a really good move because they probably feel like they've got a chance, again, in that Western Conference. Even though they've had this rough stretch, they're still right there in the mix.
But, Sam, to your point, their slide kind of coincided with DeAnthony Melton getting injured and bringing in a player that, you know, is similar in a sense in the role that he would play on the team.
Look, man, I respect Golden State for what they've done. I've never been a fan of this new era this year because I think they're too small. I think they're too guard-oriented. And when you look at the teams they're going to have to beat, it ain't always size at the center position. It's size at that wing position. And that's what Golden State right now suffers from. I mean, now you're going to go in the backcourt with 2 small guards with Steph and Dennis Schroeder considerably when you talk about the NBA. I like it from the standpoint that Steph is better when he doesn't have the ball all the time because he come off a screen and roll and trap him. I don't care who, I'm going to trap him every time. So by taking the ball out of his hand and having coming off screens, it's harder to defend him because now you got to try to set your defense while he's moving. And he's the best player in the league moving without the basketball. So I love it from that standpoint. I still would like to see them make another move to get some size. They still, to me, need some size. And when Golden State was winning those championships, it's not that they had a center who could dominate. They just had a center that could rebound, block a few shots, shut down the paint a little bit. but just add that physical presence because come playoff time, you need that physicality.
Something Sam said about, like, with Steph, he said, I'm going to trap him. And I think that's where you want a secondary playmaker. That's where Draymond has made a Hall of Fame career. Because when you trap, and remember, when you trap Steph, you're trapping 35 feet from the basket, 38 feet. So those two guys are out to play. So in essence, you create transition, fast break opportunities on the weak side. You're going to be able to play 3-on-2, 4-on-3 a lot. And you need guys that can make great reads that create advantages. And I think Schroeder does that. We know Draymond does it. And I think they missed that. Podziemski just hadn't really had the step that they thought he would have. And they need it because they, we never thought of Golden State as a team that struggles to score.
No.
But they've struggled this year at times. And as brilliant as Steph is, as he's gotten a little longer in the tooth, he's not going to be able to consistently bail you out the way we've seen over the course of his career. And so while he's still equally the threat, he still creates those opportunities for other guys when he's off the ball. They just haven't had the playmaking or shot making with everyone else since Melton went down.
I tell you what, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they